Oklahoma City has done it. Now Albuquerque is considering major changes so more people can walk and bike downtown. The city planner has big ideas like changing two-way streets to one-ways and getting rid of that center lane on Central. News 13's Chris McKee is live in downtown with more. Chris?
Yeah, Dean, the idea comes from a city planner named Jeff Speck. He's suggesting taking some of the roadway here downtown, the space for cars, and giving it to walkers and bikers. Now, here on Marquette is an example of one street that Speck thinks is just too wide, and he says many others downtown are just like it.
If you look at the amount of traffic the streets are handling, there is an oversupply of asphalt. The typical lane is about 5 feet wider than you find in most American cities. And that extra 5 feet is really doing very little except inducing drivers to speed.
Speck will present a downtown Albuquerque walkability report tonight. He's done about 20 of these around the U.S., including Oklahoma City, which added new medians, bike lanes, and sidewalks seen here. Speck says much of this can be done by just restriping the road, calling it a cheap and quick way to get more people and draw new businesses downtown. Speck says Central is an example of what the city has done right, but he says its center lane could be eliminated for bike lanes. He says a similar move in New York City actually gave businesses a 50% boost in sales. Another suggestion, make Marquette and Tijeras two-way streets instead of one-way and narrow the lanes, making bike lane room and safer sidewalks for walkers. Councilor Isaac Benton hired Speck, and he and the mayor's office say they welcome the ideas.
Small investments in the streets, that's something the city can really do.
And it's something that we look forward to analyzing, and perhaps implementing.
There's almost no street in the downtown that I don't have some recommendations for. Most of them do involve putting in a more robust cycling network.
Now, Councilor Benton actually used about $50,000 of his office's own discretionary money to pay for Speck to come here and consult. He says the city has also set aside money in its most recent budget to possibly implement some of these recommendations Speck will have tonight. Dean, back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you. Speck's presentation starts at 6 o'clock in Ballroom B of the Convention Center.